All right, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Luke Campbell against Vasyl Lomachenko this Saturday. Um, Not the fight that I absolutely wanted to see, but it's not a bad fight neither. It's actually a pretty good fight. Luke Campbell is still one of the better opponents on Lomachenko's resume. Okay. This fight will be for three titles at lightweight. This is going to be for the vacant WBC title, which used to be Mikey Garcia's. Okay, Luke Campbell is the mandatory for that title, and he's already holding the WBA and the WBO titles. Okay, Richard Cormier is holding the IBF title in the division. All right, so and I believe he's going to be fighting Teofimo Lopez next. Okay. Also, you also have Devin Haney that is going to be fighting Abduliev. Okay, the undefeated Abduliev, which is also a good fight. Now, this fight is a good fight. Luke Campbell is good. Let's put out the obvious here. I mean, he has two losses. He avenged his first loss against Mendy, uh, and he lost to Jorge Linares, who is also a common opponent for Lomachenko. All right, Lomachenko fought him, stopped him, but Lomachenko was dropped in that fight. That was one of his more recent fights. Okay, um, Luke Campbell, very very tall for the division, rangy, moves well, southpaw, um, and that's what you're getting. Okay, uh, Olympic gold medalist, very, very good fighter, good technique, very, very sharp. Um, that's what you're getting. Okay, he's a good fighter. He has a solid resume. He's legit. Okay. As far as styles, now when it comes to styles, if you're not including Orlando Salido because he actually beat Lomachenko, if you don't include him and you just let's go down the whole resume of Lomachenko. Okay, you had I believe that Guillermo Rigondeaux was the best name on Lomachenko's resume, but that was a complete mismatch. Before the fight, after the fight, it was a mismatch to me. Okay, uh, but as far as who he actually fought and who did I feel, and after the fight, who did I feel stylistically were the toughest fights, I would put Linares up there. Okay, that was one fight that I was very excited for because I like Jorge Linares. I know he recently lost in his return fight, but Linares was legit. Okay, I thought that was a good fight. He did beat Luke Campbell. Um, Good hand speed, good boxing ability. I just thought that he was a good fight for him. I mean, even though he got stopped, he was a good fight. Um, Second, I would put actually Jose Pedraza. You know, if we're not including Salido, because Jose was giving you a bunch of different looks. He was throwing a lot of punches. He kept changing levels. He was just awkward. Okay, in that fight specifically. Okay, it was just a lot of movement, a lot of level changing, a lot of punches thrown. He was just kind of unpredictable. He was kind of, being that this was post surgery Lomachenko. All right, so he didn't make much of a use of his hook in that fight, but Loma just couldn't really get the timing together because Pedraza was just throwing a lot of different. He was giving him a lot of different looks. Okay, I don't think Luke Campbell was capable of doing that. I just don't. I think Luke, as good as he is, he's very, very talented. Not taking anything away from him, but I'm not expecting him to adjust much. You know what I'm saying? I've heard about his preparation for this fight. I'm sure it's very intense. I heard something about him fighting. I don't know if it's true. I don't know where did I hear. I might have heard it from another channel, or if I don't know if it was an interview. But I heard something about him fighting, or he's been sparring three people at once. Like if that's true, like I've heard that, and I thought like the first thing I thought was Ip Man. The martial art movie where Donnie Yen, and he's fighting a bunch of people at one time, and he's just like, that's the first thing that came to mind. Like I'm like that's crazy, but you really need to prepare like that because Lomachenko is giving you all these different looks, and he's throwing punches from all these different weird angles, and he's stepping on the side of you. His feet are so underrated. Luke Campbell moves well, right? He moves very well, but everything is just traditional with him. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he does everything correctly in the traditional boxing way. But Loma, you need to do something different. You have to do something abnormal to get him off track a little bit. You know? Luke is good, but he doesn't really have an inside game. You know, and I think Luke is such a boxer that it's not going to be enough because you just can't outbox Lomachenko. You need to do a little bit of everything if you're going to beat Lomachenko. Okay, we've seen one fighter beat him, Salido. And I know you guys going to come here and complain. Oh, you know that was a bunch of low blows. Yeah, it was low blows in there, without a doubt. Yeah, Salido fought a dirty fight, but Salido was doing things. First of all, he came in there as a welterweight, gave up his title for it, and he came in there and he fought a real rugged fight. Okay, he was going low. He was throwing a lot of punches to the body. He was doing a lot of tying up. He was just Lomachenko could never ever get into a nice rhythm. It wasn't until the end of the fight where Lomachenko started figuring him out, and it was too late by then. I mean, and plus that was his second professional fight. All right, but Luke is not going to do anything to throw off Lomachenko to me. Like I think you need more than just being rangy, long, tall, and rangy. You know, having a good back foot game. That's good. That's good. But Lomachenko is not coming forward in a straight line. You know, Luke is going to be moving around, and you know he's going to be shooting that straight left and trying to time Loma. Once Loma comes in, he's going to be stepping to the side from your left and the right. He's going to be switching up so much. He's not even going to throw a lot of punches. He's going to be going to your body. All right? And then he starts throwing flurries, you know, light touches and stuff like that just to see where he can hit you, how he can hit you. And then at some point as the fight goes on, he's going to start sitting down more and more of those punches. Once he figures you out, the movement and everything, once he figures that out, that's when he starts sitting down on his punches more, all right, and starts throwing more combinations, starts, you know, taking more risks. By that point, he's already studied you. You know, all he's doing is taking in information as he's fighting you. All right, and the pressure is different. This is defensive, smart pressure. He's one of the very few that can be this close, right in your face. It could be a phone booth type of fight, and he can make you miss. Luke is not going to know what to do once Lomachenko is in his space. I've seen Mindy in Luke Campbell's space. I've seen Linares in Luke Campbell's space. Those are fights that he's lost. Okay, because these are fighters that were relentless and kept getting in on Luke. Luke is taller than everybody. He's Ranger, but once you get in his space, right, start going to the body, start giving him different looks. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? What's the backup plan to that? I haven't seen one. So unless he brings something new to this fight, then I can say, okay, while we're watching the fight, I say, okay, he's doing well. But me personally, I think Linares was a tougher fight, and I believe Pedraza. And I'm not saying Pedraza is better than Luke Campbell. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the way that Pedraza was fighting was more difficult than what Luke Campbell brings, in my opinion. Okay, Luke is very, very talented, but you can figure him out. Okay, uh, I think for you to beat Loma, you really got to bring a whole lot of things. Like you have to be an elite fighter. You have to be like a Canelo or a Terrence Crawford. You know, other pound for pound debatable. You know, wherever you want to place these guys in the pound for pound rankings, you would have to be one of those type of guys. You know, Canelo can adjust. He's gonna adjust whatever way. Same thing with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford can box you from the outside, throw a lot of jabs, move. You know, he could do that. Or he's physically strong. You know, he can go in there and fight a rugged Orlando Salido type of fight with you at the same time. He can brawl it out with you. You know, so I think it takes it for me, for Lomachenko to lose. It would take a special kind of fighter, or a fighter to do something like Orlando Salido did and get away with it. You know, because if it was a different referee that day, it would have been a different outcome if this guy was taking points from Salido. Okay. Um, and again, that was his second professional fight. There were other fighters that were like a Gary Russell that I thought was going to be a tough fight for Lomachenko at the time. Nicholas Walters was very, very dangerous. Those are other fighters that were tough going into the fight. But after watching the fight, you know, it was like, damn, the styles were all in favor for Lomachenko for those two guys. Lomachenko's feet are so underrated. You know, Luke Campbell moves well, but is nowhere near on the level as Lomachenko. Okay, when it comes to being in the right position, I mean, he can literally make you miss by using his legs only. He doesn't even need to use his upper body. He makes people miss just by moving out of the way with his feet, stepping aside you and around you with his feet. He's just too advanced, and I just don't think Luke has it. Luke has the size and the length. Okay, he has boxing ability, but it won't be enough for Lomachenko. You need to be special to beat him. You need to bring something totally different. You have to make Loma uncomfortable, okay, unsure of himself. He's very defensive, so you will have to do something to throw off his offense. Okay, and I don't think Loma and Luke really has that. He's a southpaw. He could be a bit tricky at times. He has good timing. He has solid speed, and he's a very very sharp puncher. And he punches. He's pretty accurate with that punch. But as you can see, if you look at the Linares fight, all right, it wasn't as accurate then. All right, Linares' defense was pretty much on point, and Linares' timing was better. Okay, even though Linares was a shorter guy with a shorter reach. All right, the way he timed it and and picked the right shots in that fight, it's Loma's definitely going to be able to do it. You know. Anyway, should be a good fight though. Like I said, much Luke is still up there as far as maybe the top three, top four Lomachenko opponents to me. Um, but I would have preferred to see Luke fight Devin Haney, because that was a fight that was supposed to fight that happened at one point. That might have been Haney's first fight with the zone, but you know, that didn't work out. Luke went on to he's gonna go on to fight Lomachenko, which is cool. It's just that I thought that would have been a better test for both Luke and Devin. All right, Devin doesn't have a easy fight coming up though. His fight is a tough fight. Um, so, you know, if he is to win, he'll probably be fighting the winner of this fight, or unless Comey and, you know, Teofimo Lopez. I don't know what order is gonna go in, but good fight though. Still a good fight. All right. So I'm gonna do a video also on uh, Povetkin and Fury fighting. Okay, that's gonna be on the undercard of this fight as well. All right. So should be a decent card. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next one.